Tribe.
Ashe.
Ashe. All praises to the Most High.
Ashe to the ancestors.
Yes.
Right. We elemental beings. We back again with another live show for you guys. Hope you guys are in positive energy and attracting everything you desire like a magnet. Okay. Coming through with some heavy downloads that should help the collective. If you are on your spiritual journey, looking to ascend, looking to, vibrate in your most highest vibration, then this is the channel for you. We welcome you guys. Don't forget, if you guys end up liking the video, to leave a thumbs up. YouTube really loves when you leave a thumbs up. Okay, and make sure if you enjoy that you subscribe so that you don't miss any of our videos. Hey, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Sending you guys so much light and love. Okay, if you enjoy the video, also share it out. Right, there could be other people that can benefit from this. So we hope you guys enjoy. And before we start, we will say, by water, we connect with spirit through pure intent. Have fun. I say, I'm sorry. I just kept talking.
I'm enjoying the music, y'all, and these wonderful downloads that I have for the collective. It feels great. Those of you who don't know, my life cycle is today.
Yeah.
Earth Day, birthday, whatever you want to call it, going into that kind of energy. And I just want to welcome you all to our channel. Energy feels great. We've purified, and we're just going to go right into it, right? We're just going to kick it with you all, right?
God bless you. Amen. I can't, Jason, I don't understand that language. You're going to have to translate it for us.
Okay, so these downloads, it's so much in them that I'm just going to start speaking, and then the spirit take it from there. So first, what spiritual authority is governing your community? Right? What spiritual authority? Like, seek around, search your history out. What's really going on with you? Like, many of us are a part of a lot of things. It could be a church, it could be this, it could be that, it could be anything, right? What spiritual authority is governing it? As well as your home, as well as your house. Like, what governs your home? What governs your house? What spiritual authority is governing your community is what Spirit is saying. We have to be careful. We have to always be aware and realize that we live this life and this human experience, and it's full of spiritual authorities. It's full of spiritual nooks and crannies. So let's begin to be aware of what spiritual authority is governing our community. I was reading something today, and it was very interesting. It was about the region known as Norway, the Norwegians, right? So they are a population. The colony of Norway, I would say, is populated by pretty non-religious people, right? So they have a strong, strong, strong connection to Norwegian magic or the grimoires of Norway, right? These are powerful books of magic, things that have been written. And you know what interested me in this particular race? When you look at the reptilian races, right, which are a few of them, I won't go into names. Some of them they come from Norway, right? And it's two interesting statues in Oslo, Norway Park, right? The Norwegian community they have a park, and in this park they have statues of a boy and a young girl, and in both statues it's a dragon that's holding them, a reptile. Right? Oh, wow. And they said that it represents the burden of humanity, right? Oh, wow. So these are people that knew way back then what was up with the races and with the ages and what was going to be binding man. So that's good. It was good information. And just stay focused on what governs your spiritual community. Number two, if you have unjustified transitions where your ancestors were unjustifiably unalived or yanked from this living universe and it was unjustifiable, I feel like Spirit doesn't want you to let that rest. From a spiritual aspect, don't let it rest. And you know, it's funny that I'm looking at all of these Spanish comments because this download I got from the Spanish community. There was a young woman.
We don't talk about politics.
There was a young woman, and something happened to her. I'm not really sure what happened, but I know she transitioned maybe some months ago. Mm-hmm. But I see the members of her community, they stand in the middle of downtown and they have signs. And they protest every day because they won't allow her unjustifiable departure to rest. Right? And what this does is this gives her rest in the afterlife. This gives them reprisal in the afterlife. Like when you have ancestors and they unjustifiably yanked from the world, remember them, honor them, right? Begin to empathize with the situation and what happened. And you keep them alive, you keep their energy fresh. Okay. Number three, lions will inflict pain upon young jackals and young hyenas, right? To establish dominance. Mind you, they don't kill them. They inflict pain upon them. And as I studied this, it kind of brought me to a download of how the enemy works in regards to us. And this is important for those of us that have children. As I was watching this male lion, he was roughing up this baby hyena, right? He wasn't killing him. It looked like he might have severed the spinal cord or whatever. And then he tossed him and he began to growl at the adult hyenas. And they knew not to attack this lion, right? They knew that he was far stronger than them. So as I'm looking at this, I'm noticing the lion is doing this to establish a certain amount of dominance over the adults. So let us be mindful of our children and what happens with them, because the enemy begins to try to inflict pain upon them to establish dominance over our world, right? And how we move. So pay attention to what's going on with your children. Like if you feel like they might be under spiritual attack, begin to lay hands and pray on them. Begin to pray over them. Begin to really be focused on which way the enemy moving in regards to the children. Because like when I watched that lion do that, and then when the lion left the area, right, this was the catcher. The lion established that dominance in that area, and then he left. And when he left, the hyenas had to tend to their broken young. The environment was damaged, and they could no longer stay there. So that's the ramifications of the enemy using an attack on the children. Like we gotta make sure we tend to their wounds if that's the case. Number 4. First of all, Spirit wants you to know not only are the people that your enemies that was posed against you, they are suffering, but the people that were involved with them, they are suffering as well. Chaotic situations have a weight of energy, and oftentimes it requires a spiritual cleanse or grounding to realign yourself. So just know if you're going through some situations and they're chaotic, they have a weight. And that weight, it weighs on you. It weighs on your life. It weighs on your existence. And you could be needing to free your energy up, so to speak. Spiritual cleanse, grounding yourself, it realigns yourself. So it realigns you. Sorry. Number 5, it's not always the enemy. Oftentimes, it's world programming and limited consciousness that we fight against. Spiritual wickedness in high places. The highest place in the man is his mind. So we always credit the enemy with attacks like the devil this, the devil that, the enemy this, the enemy that. No, it's world programming. Like the minute that you decide to ascend and do something different, you're fighting against a program that's fighting against you. Some people refer to it as the matrix, whatever you want to call it, right? Just know it's not always the enemy. It's the world programming. And it's also our conscious. Like if we don't elevate our conscious level, we're going to fight against, we're going to continue to fight against a programming, limited belief systems, different things that stand in our way. So I feel that Spirit is wanting us to pay attention to how you may be responding. Like when something happens, we automatically be like, oh, this is a test, or this is the evil, this is the enemy, the devil is at work, the devil is busy. That's not the case.
That's real.
It could be right inside of you where it's coming from. Is you fighting against your programming. Like, think about it. As soon as you want to do something, here goes a frequency of laziness. As soon as you want to go somewhere, here goes a frequency of self-doubt. Right? All of these frequencies that show up, they begin to manifest into different things, right? So elevate your consciousness. Number 6, it gets tricky. I wrote down an insert from Gautama Buddha. Buddha says, if we heal something in the present, we heal the past. Okay? Now, along with this download, spirit is blocking you from something to protect you. So when these two downloads came out together, I weighed it up like this.
I literally got the same message the other day. Wow.
Your spirit is blocking you from something.
Wow.
And it's to protect you, right? Now, if spirit is blocking you from something, it's something that actually you're supposed to have, but you don't have it. Why? Buddha says if we heal the present, we heal the past. So it's needed for you to heal. What spirit is blocking you from, you can't receive it because you're not healed enough to receive something like it. What you bringing in, it requires you to be healed. It could be a love. I'm feeling a love, and I'm not talking about a person. I'm talking about a love. Maybe it involves a person, but this is not a person. This is the energy of love. Somebody been going through a lot of disillusionment. Somebody been going through a lot of upset, letdown, and surrounded by the energy of hatred, right? On all 4 sides. And you want things to be different, and they will. But right now, where you at, God is protecting you. Spirit is keeping you from, I'm getting a level, like a love, a level. This is a level that's owed to you in life, whoever you may be. It should resonate. You own this level. It's yours. But Spirit says, not yet. Because you're still evolving, right? You're still evolving and you're healing. Imagine this. I'm manifesting something to come in. And my heart, it requires my heart to be whole, to enjoy the fulfillment, right? Think about this. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Say I'm manifesting something that brings joy and abundance, right? This joy is so powerful, my heart needs to be whole, right? Because if I get it and my heart is not whole, it could cause damages, right? So, why is God not allowing me to get this joy? I know I'm manifesting it. I can feel it. It's because it's a part of you that's not healed. So if it comes in, it does more damage. Now, if you heal your heart, so to speak, I'm using this as a scenario, then you can enjoy the fullness of what you're bringing in. It can fulfill you in a way that's healthy for you. It won't be too much to handle. Because see, when we get things that's joyous and they break our heart, we give them away. We squander them away. We get the energy of self-sabotage. Why? Because what you brought in sometime, your heart wasn't conditioned. It come in and literally break your heart, right? You be out trying to buy friends. You be out doing a lot of different odd things. So allow Spirit to teach you. Allow God to mold you and show you. Number 7, ancestors are to be honored. God is to be worshipped. And I went through a segment on Facebook, and I'm going to run through it briefly. Leviticus 26:45 says, "For their sakes, I will remember my ancient covenant with their ancestors, whom I brought out of the land of Egypt in the sight of all nations, that I might be their God." I'm just using the Bible because most can relate to it. It speaks of honoring your ancestors and why you shall honor them. Many of them have a covenant that you don't understand with the Most High. I'm talking about old ancestors, right? That lived in a way that we might not resonate with. You still shall honor them. Be careful of worshiping them. Why don't I want to worship my ancestors? Because all of them weren't pleasing in the sight of God.
Right.
Some of them weren't. Nevertheless, they still your people. They still your ancestors, right? So it's for you to honor them. And a lot of people, they be like, well, you say I'm gonna do this I did this in the past life. Well, how can I do it in this life? I want you to understand that's energy, y'all. So what am I saying? If I was a teacher of ancient schoolery in my past life, this life, I'll be a teacher of modern schoolery, right? It'll be whatever God fashions my heart and my mind to know. If I was a teacher back then, I'll be a teacher here. For you, if you were a healer back then, you'll be a healer this time. It's not because it's energy. So it's not like, well, my ancestors ain't read the Bible, or my ancestors. It doesn't matter. Are you teaching through the Bible? Then you're doing what you did quite naturally in an ancient energy. It might not have been the Bible you was using. It could have been the Tanakh. It could have been the Injil, right? It could have been an apocryphal book, the book of Enoch, right? But nevertheless, it's the energy that you come into contact with. The knowingness, it comes at a later stage of revelation. Once you establish a true connection with your power and yourself and your ancestors, then you begin to have knowledge to your access to what's known as your Akashic records.
That's real.
They guard it in a sense. It's like that portion of you is guarded from you,
right,
until you find a worthiness to unlock that. It's like a video game. You got to unlock levels of yourself.
I would agree.
Okay. The last one is this. Our relation to the governing authorities of this universe. And I'm going to leave off on that one. How should we be looking at life from a spiritual aspect, from above all religion? We should not be caught up in the energy of any particular religion and casting any of the judgments that exist and coexist in religion.
Right.
We should be looking from this point down in order to raise the consciousness of us and our people and our families and ourselves to the level where it's supposed to be, where they can see things from an energetic perspective, right? Now, we have to realize as a person that's ascending and knowing better, then you know you don't have the power to drive out every devil. And as a person who ascended, you know you don't got you don't got the divine rights on the insight to the Most High, right? Please believe that. Even when we think about heaven, right? Understand heaven is a place that the Most High created for angelic beings to dwell in. That's not where he lives or she lives. Remember that. When you read your holy books and you speak of heaven, always remember heaven is a place that was created by the Most High for heavenly beings to dwell in. So this is a place, right? Now, when I'm speaking about governing authorities of the world, let's start with what took place in heaven. A war broke out between good and evil, right? Two energies that existed, they predated heaven. Evil didn't just pop out of heaven out of nowhere. Evil was already there when heaven was created. It showed up as a governing authority, right? Something that was allowed to exist for the purpose of whatever it was that the divine had. But we know that this authority is on earth, whatever we say, demon, evil, whatever, right? All right. It's not for us as spiritualists and children of God, the Most High. It's up for us to fight the battles that's assigned to us. Your battle and your war should not be with the whole totality of evil. That's not going to get you nowhere. And you're not going to even understand the evil that's around you. If you think that your battle is to fight down all evil known to man, you're going to forget about your evil. Because you're going to be thinking you fighting evil and evil going to become you.
That's real. That's so real.
No, true.
You know, that is so real.
Very true, y'all. So we want to begin to really look at it like, I'm going to focus on what God has assigned to me. If it's a demon that God puts in your way to slay, you knock it down, right? But you don't go out of your way to go there because you don't know who walking with who. You don't know why some people here. Furthermore, you don't even know who some people is. So let's begin to
what they are.
Right. You don't know who or what. So let's begin to respect the ordinance of the Most High. The ordinance is that evil has its place, righteousness has its place, right? In our human experience, we're supposed to be led of spirit. Remember the words say, as many as are led of the spirit are the sons and daughters of God, right? So being connected to the Most High, you have to be allowing yourself to be led by a spirit and be discerning. Know when to and when not to. Because I can see a lot of people, they get in the energy of ascension and then they feel like, oh, I know a little something. Let me go attack this, or let me go lay hands, or let me go move this, or don't do that. That can get you in trouble. You can find yourself, Spirit says, you can find yourself in an arena with an authority far greater than you, right? In an assignment that you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? You ever look at a person like, they very evil. Why they always prevailing? Why? You don't really understand why they here. You don't know what God's plan is. You don't know the authority that surrounds that person. So if God put you in the vicinity of that person to do spiritual warfare, you're supposed to stay right here, acknowledge what they is and what they doing, and stick to your script. and follow the leading of God.
Right.
That's what we do. We keep veering off the course. We going up against things. Some of these things you don't even understand. And you know, we are fragile still. So those were your downloads that I had.
Good energy.
Absolutely.
Good energy. Hope you guys enjoy. Right? So I wanted to pull some cards for you guys before we leave.
Absolutely.
And just see, you know, I think they're going to resonate with the download. So let's get a couple cards out. Okay. So we have the owl magic showing up for you. Okay. So the spirit animal is the owl. It says chose to know the truth because you can open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. So there's something about you being so magical here. Okay. There's something about you. Yeah, you have like this spiritual vision. I feel like, you know, you are a person that really uses your discernment here, and you can see straight through deception. Okay. Owl magic. Also, you know, the owl is also associated with Lilith as well. Lilith, yeah, the owl is associated with Lilith. Actually, when they had sent the guys to go get her or whatever, remember when she had got casted on or whatever, and then they had sent some people to go get her, and they call it an owl something. But yeah, she's associated with the owl, Lilith, which was Adam's first wife. But anyway, yeah, magic and wisdom are your birthright. So I feel like, you know, Spirit is wanting you to continue to work your magic right now. Okay, working your magic can be simple as, let me give you an example, right? Because I ain't always, I'm not talking about the people that go in the kitchen and literally cooking up spell work and all that kind of crazy stuff. But I say work your magic. It's the energy of, you know, really learning who you are and changing your response to things. So your response to things are going to determine your path. And I'm learning that the hard way, right? Like I'm really learning, you know, as I continue to grow, you know, every day I try to get better. I try to, you know, see myself a little bit more, right? So I can be a little bit more compassionate and empathetic with other people. So, you know, I feel like your magic could be something as little as, you know, if you're a person that is always, you know, like you're short tempered or frustrated, right? Working your magic could be, you know, really learning how to become patient, right? Learning how to respond better, right? But that could be something like that, right? That's the way you could work your magic there. But something about the owl is here. Okay. Spirit is really wanting you to let go of the past and make room for a better life. There's something in your past that was really hindering you. And I feel like, honestly, it's the same energy from your past life. I feel like there's an energy that literally it followed you to this lifetime. Okay. It's like, you know, this could be a person that you dated in another lifetime, and this person could be literally like stalking you in this lifetime. And Spirit is really wanting you to allow that energy to be left behind.
Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So I feel like this is the Soul's Journey Tarot. It's by James Van Praagh, and it's like a oracle kind of slash just, I would say more like an intuitive word, because it's giving you a word and it's giving you maybe a ruminative scenario surrounding grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So I feel like they could be feeling like this about you. Um, in a divine collective, I feel this is very strong energy. See, people like, you know, star seeds, people that have that kind of energy, oftentimes they get taken for granted, particularly when it's an uneven match, right? Like when you're a person that's born with gifts and you come into contact with people and they don't understand their gifts or they're really not willing to even investigate themselves, it caused a lot of perplexities, right? Like a lot of things be uncomfortable, a lot of things you try to work it out because you might be an empath. But when it's all said and done, and the divine feels, the lesson is learned, and we move on, Six of Swords, it causes grief because people begin to look at it like, I had a source of protection in this person. I had inspiration in this person. I had things I overlooked in this person, and now they're gone. And that's a burden, right? That's very burdensome. It causes grief because I can imagine a person imagine you losing imagine you having a jewel that you lose, and then you find out this jewel was your everything, but it just sat around you so much. You took it for granted. You didn't realize your power came from the jewel. Right. Your intuition came from the jewel.
Right. And you can even break that down to a kid that had a PS5, right? This kid has a PS5 and then they break it and they don't have anything to play, right? It's like that kind of energy. They would feel very, very sad and be like, dang,
right.
I should have really appreciated that, their mind will be like, okay, next time I get something, I have to appreciate it, because if you're a parent like me, you're going to make them wait a while.
And you know what? You know what I find to be very, very intricate about this card? It says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate. Why would it be an opportunity in me losing something? Because it's talking about karma now, right? This is how we effectively clear karma out, and we retrieve it. We reverse it into dharma by being honest with the universe, right? When you screwed somebody over and you lost them, you have to be willing to stand in the universe, even if you alone, and admit it.
That's real.
And be like, I lost the best thing I had.
And that's real. Not sending no voodoo spells, no love spells, and none of that stuff, right? It's literally, seeing it and growing from it, right?
Right. Allowing yourself, it affords you much. Especially think about the universe as one big eye that's watching you, right? That's and that's why I'm saying an opportunity, right? If you show appreciation, that's redemption energy. It's like God can look at you and be like, okay, my son or my daughter, they got it, right? You can usher in your own reset with the energy of appreciation for something that you overlooked or something that you took for granted. Yeah, you lost it. But the question that we have to ask high priestess is, did I deserve to have it?
Right. Facts. And that's real. And if I always say, if we honestly, truly, truly love a thing, we have to really be willing to let it go, and get the proper love that it deserves, whether it be an animal, a person, whatever it is, right? If we know we are not capable of doing whatever, we have to be in the energy of being able to, realize that you know, we can't do this. We can't. We got to be in the energy of being able to face. I don't know how I'm trying to put it, but help me out. What I'm trying to say. Like, we have to be able to, face our losses, I guess, and kind of just move on. Sometimes people want to make things weird. They want to hold on to things. They want to try to tarnish your name or your reputation. They want to keep just doing things that try to block you instead of really just honestly, taking accountability. Like, this is what I did.
And that's like, for those of you who have done karmic things, you gotta realize the ancestors scream for accountability.
Yeah, that's real.
It's very big in the universe. It's like, it's like the energy of many of us, we do wrong, right? How many of us go in the shadow and face up to it? I mean, really go before the divine, like, and make yourself that little, like, boy, oh boy, I really chopped and screwed it that time. Right? I just didn't know any better, right? Because it's a thing. I'm telling you, when you mess up and you really didn't know, and you can express to God in the universe, I really didn't know. It's mercy. But if you're a person that know you didn't know and you messed up, but instead of dealing with it, you throw a mask on it, right? And you continue to keep moving. It's essentially, I told one lie, I'm gonna tell another one, and now I gotta tell another lie, right? When do you give the universe a chance to give you respite? You gotta be. It's like I tell, Spirit just gave me the illest vision, right? But imagine I go around feeding monsters that's gonna chase me down, right? Say it's 5 of them, and I run around and I aggravate them and I give them food, right? Lies, right? And then now that I got them all pumped up and I fed them all this food, I want to run from them. They coming to get me. Why? Because I fed them up. That's what lies do. See, like if I tell one lie, now I gotta tell another lie. Now I gotta tell another lie. But with the energy of these lies, they become monsters that come back to bite you. Particularly when they aim at a chosen one, right? Like you that this may be resonating with. When people lie on you, they create an energy that's going to haunt them down. You cannot lie on a person who's protected spiritually. That's real. The spirit is going to deflect that lie. Like
your character is always going to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like it's like imagine lying right in the spirit realm. Let's see how I look in the ancestral plane. I go and I make a bunch of lies up on high priests. Now her ancestors, they sitting back like, look at that. Look at this one over here. Look at it, right? So now all the lies that you told, they bear energy. So this is what your lie does. When a person believe it, the ancestors be sitting back like, all right, charge them too. See, now that's how the demonic work is looking for things to let. But the ancestors that's protecting chosen ones, they in that business. They into that. That's the business that they into. They're going to study everybody that join in with a lie. They're going to suffer a consequence from the lie. Because while the ancestors was right, they was taking toll of it. They were seeing it all. And when it goes to trial, like as above, so below. Spiritual hermetic laws. It's so similar, right, to the way that world works. It's the way this world works.
That's why they did. I mean, that's why do you think we do oath in court and stuff, right? Same thing.
Same old type of things happen in the metaphysical, y'all.
It's real.
So when a person does all of these things, you know, as a chosen one, that's why it's important for you to stand strong and not respond. Why? Because responding can create more obstacles. It can begin to make you look like something that the universe know you're not. The universe looking at you like, if somebody says something over here, why are you over there responding to that? You're supposed to be over here.
Right.
Let that be over there because the ancestors got that. And believe me, when I tell you, anytime a lie or rumor or anything goes out on the chosen one, God always puts one in the midst that's wise, that be like,
it ain't true.
No. It has to, that's the design of it. It's always going to be, how do you think, you know, I wish you could just see the ancestral realm through my eyes for 1 second. Because it's like, it be serious. It be like, this is a scenario. I don't know how a priest is in the physical, right? And she don't know me. But my ancestors know her ancestors, right? And say my ancestors owe her ancestors something for something that happened when we wasn't here. So her ancestors call that in like, look, we need you to send your ancestor to God our baby, right? Because y'all owe us. You see, the ancestral realm is that real. It really happens just like that. The next thing you know, here you in the 3D, you meet somebody by happenstance, right? Yeah. And they there for a purpose. Why? You know how much ancestral agreement goes into that? Your ancestors over here working. You know that Michael Jackson song, They Got Me Working Day and Night. Somebody need to leave a glass of water out for your ancestors. Get some fruit. See if you can see up here, we got mangoes and a sour orange.
That's why sometimes when you be in a relationship with somebody and it just won't work, it's like y'all ancestors can't get along because y'all bloodlines don't go together. Like they just don't go together. They can't get along. So, you know, a lot of times you could be like pushing for something to work, and it could just you could feel something like just keep pulling it apart. It could definitely be your ancestors.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Ripping it
they
right
get,
apart.
They get real ratchet.
Cause they gonna do this. They saying they gonna do that one or two ways, right? Either you supposed to be with the person, and y'all gotta work through some difficulties in order for y'all to be one, or you're not supposed to be with the person, and they're gonna rip it apart continuously. It's gonna be no evidence of progress being made.
That's real.
So it goes to say
10-year cycles and stuff.
That energy again, you got me working day and night. That's why the Bible says faith without works profit a man nothing. You know why? Because anything you agree with, you gotta move with it. Like even God, you want God bless me, right? God, you want God bless you with something that requires you to move and go get it, right? God gonna do his part. He gonna give you the energy you need to get up and go get it. He gonna keep your weight right, your mind right, and everything. But what we do, we ask God for something, and then we sit in the universe like this, and nothing. It doesn't shake like that, y'all.
So we have number 14 coming out for you, communication. Okay. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balance exchange. So communication, okay? Communication is very important, divine being, right now. Okay. I feel like, you know, when I see the owl and I see magic and I see communication, I feel like spirit is even wanting you to use your word magic, right? Over your own life, okay? Over other people's life. That's speaking positivity, right? That's speaking a high vibration, a high frequency.
It's funny you just said that because look, relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. That's frequency.
There it is. You could be also needing to make sure that you communicate properly in your relationships, divine being. Okay. Something about wisdom, right? Going back to the owl card and communication, and the Hierophant has relationships in grief. I feel like there could be a divine union, okay, where there, you know, the communication could be struggling right now. And this could be causing, like, you know, some grief. So I feel like spirit is wanting you and your partner, divine being, to find some way to communicate. Okay, there's something. I was looking at that. Read it.
It says Merkaba.
32.
32, the star of Merkaba.
This could be your Jordan year. Like you could be 23 years old. Shout out to y'all.
The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well. Wow, I was just speaking about that. Merging the totality of our experience into our present to serve our highest purpose. this card is beautiful because this really confirms the whole energetic download that I dropped, and that's beautiful. It's basically speaking about relationships here, grief, multiverse energy, past life energy.
Number 12 just fell out. It's something about next fall.
Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Now, that's about believing. This card came out self-esteem. I possess gifts of soul that benefit me and others. But can you believe that though? Because I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Gifts of the soul.
I struggled with it.
That's deep.
I did. Like I looked at it like, you know, when spirit came on me and I moved into initiation and ascension, I was like, but this ain't me, right? But whole time I'm opening up deeper. I mean, I'm having very, very deep epiphanies of my past life, right? Spirit drew me into a regressive state where I just begin, and then it helps when you get with your true twin, right? And spirit moves you
That's
around.
real.
But I struggle with the self-esteem of spirit to be like, okay, I can do this. All right, this is what God has me to do. I couldn't understand how what I had in my soul would benefit myself and others.
That's real.
But once I let it become active, that's what initiation and spiritual activation is all about, right? Once you become activated, you have to learn how to give over, right? You know, the energy of the Bible says the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. So therefore, I have to initiate my spirit. Like Samson shook himself when the strength come on. That's the same way. Like when you're dealing with your gift and aspects of your gift that's for you and others, first it requires you to focus. Block out all the things that's going on and have self-esteem. Have the ability to believe in yourself.
I was going to say, yeah, that's the biggest thing, right? Believing in your gift. You know? I feel like spirit is wanting you to, you know, I've been getting this a lot, these positive affirmations, you know, and I've been having to remind myself too. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, every now and then these spiritual streets get real, right? Yeah. You know, when those spirits start coming in and, you know, that energy gets thick, right? We have to remember ourselves that to, you know, we battle against these spirits that sometimes are way more powerful than us, right? So sometimes it literally just takes a moment for us to just, you know, be still, right? Speak to the divine, communicate with your partner, whatever it is. There's something about communication, okay? And self-esteem, right? I feel like sometimes, you know, we can a lot of times we as humans we project our low self-esteem on other people. We do it. We do it. We do. You know. So it could be the energy of people saying things to you like this. Well, you know, well, I wouldn't do that, right? Or you should do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're trying to do something and someone's like, well, I wouldn't do that. Well, you should, because how do you know if it's going to work if you never try it, right? If you keep allowing people to discourage you from doing things that you feel like you're passionate about in your heart, then you could be having people block your divine path, right? Because if it's something that resonates in your heart and, you know, you feel like it's something that's going to help humanity, because we're all here to serve in some kind of way. So you might not be a messenger like we are, but you could be a messenger in another way, right? Maybe you could lead a choir or whatever it is, right? But spirit is wanting you to know to be mindful of these tricky spirits. I feel like they're very thick. Okay. And I feel like, the last couple of months, these spirits have been what they've been doing is they've been trying to come in early in the morning. See, they're bothering you in your sleep. Okay. And then when you wake up, what's happening is your energy is a little bit off and maybe you don't even realize it. And then it's like anything that happens, it pushes you over the edge, right? So if you pay attention beginning tonight to the way you sleep, and then the way you wake up in the morning, pay attention to that morning time. The enemy is really trying to come in the morning and ruin your entire day. So what we have to do is we have to go in with the mindset knowing that, all right, this tricky spirit is out here. You got to think it's Halloween time and all this other different stuff. Around this time is when people, the spirits of depression, anxiety, all these different spirits wander around during this time as we go and approach the holiday season. So you want to be mindful, you want to pay attention, you want to do things that lift yourself up spiritually. Okay. We all need to lift our spirits up sometimes. I know earlier today it was so much information that had taken in. I had to really, wait a minute, I had to lift my own spirit, right? So keep up your spiritual wall of protection. Okay. Know that God is God. He can move mountains. He can literally change your life overnight. You can literally go from rags to riches. And I'm talking about spiritually, right? You could be a person that was damaged spiritually, and God can change that for you. So I feel like, it's very important to look. We have action coming out. My divine action incites love and harmony. I am aware of my thoughts and driven by positive forces. I listen to my heart. My desire to manifest light transforms tests into growth, challenges into opportunity, and fear into love.
Yeah. And that goes along with action, pride. And I feel this pride card, it says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So I feel that Spirit is giving you the perfect balance to your pride. Pride is an energy that most of us contend with. I don't care how righteous you think you are, your pride can swell up, particularly if you're gifted, right? So Spirit is saying, begin to look at it like this. I love myself. See, if I love myself and I see myself in everyone, I'm going to treat them accordingly. If I hate myself and I see myself in everyone, I'm going to begin to despise folk. They both prideful. But I feel like if we love ourselves, right? Imagine you love yourself. I love me. And then you begin to look out at other people and you see yourself in them. It's humane, right? It's very humane because it's a connection. We all are connected in many different ways that a lot of us don't understand. So if you can love yourself and let that vibrate through your pride, that's when pride becomes a healthy thing. Like it's like I respect myself, so therefore I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna respect somebody else because this is the way that I am about me. I love me, so I'm gonna go love somebody. I'm gonna offer love because, like I say, Spirit is saying when you allow this pride to become full of energy that contradicts the divine, then it becomes an evil thing where it's like I hate myself. And when I see things about myself and others, I hate them as well. And it becomes a negative balance of pride. It's like the energy of a person that scam other people's and justify simply because they feel like, well, they ain't deserve it anyway. And it's like, but we come from the same beginnings, right? Or you look just like Allah. But you will scam me and not think twice of it. Why? Because you don't love yourself. So therefore you can't love me, right?
You remember that song from school? It was like, I love myself, I'm worth a lot. I love myself, I'm worth a lot. I love myself, I'm worth a lot. And you can't see inside of me. You don't remember that?
That's one that's
I must be old as hell.
Very good lyrics,
though. But I also heard Jasmine and Dominique while you were talking. I don't know. This could be significant.
When I was young and in school, in science class, they had a word one time called ILAC, right? ILAC stood for it was, yeah, ILAC. I am lovable and capable.
Oh, it was like,
right?
What do you call it?
An acronym.
Acronym.
Yeah, it was an acronym for a word that they came up with. And we was instructed to use the word ILAC, right? When we felt as though we couldn't figure out or something. It was actually a good play by a science teacher. I was in about the 8th or 9th grade. And I carried that with me through my whole life. The energy of ILAC. I am lovable and capable, right? That's a good energy to allow to seek inside your pride and your self-esteem, right? Because like I said, the self-esteem card is here.
Two from this and the pastor.
Mm-hmm. Right there.
So we have Oshun showing up for you, okay? In Benin, where the water cries, all respect to Oshun and the water gods. We elemental beings. Okay, but Oshun is coming out with drink more water. So I feel like, Spirit is really wanting you to hydrate yourself, rejuvenate yourself. Make sure you're getting your rest, not staying up too late, doing things that are just not conducive to your growth, doing things that are making you unhealthy. Spirit is just wanting you to take a little bit more time for self-care. And this has been coming out a lot. Self-care has been showing up so much. You could definitely be be someone that practices African spirituality. Okay, you can wear a lot of head wraps, things of that nature. But Oshun is coming out for you guys.
So I'm gonna end it off with this Krishna card, and Krishna says, "Find the blessing in your current situation."
Find the blessing.
So I feel like that's a no downer right there.
No.
Okay, Spirit doesn't want you to be down, no matter what the situation it is.
And that's real.
Look around. It's a blessing in it.
Always. So we hope you guys enjoyed this message. Thank you so much for joining us on our YouTube channel. We look forward to seeing you again. Okay, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. YouTube really loves that. Okay, so that you guys can see us again. Don't you want to see us again?
Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Share, and subscribe.
We love you guys. We elemental beings. God bless you.